All right, Coach, so you guys are back into conference play. How do you feel about where you guys are at going back into the league?
Well, I feel good about where we're going in the league. Again, felt like this past week we really grew when I talk about mentality, things that we asked them to do this past week, the toughness mentality, going on the road against a good opponent. And felt like going in that game we had a chance to win, and coming out, I feel like if you look on paper, which paper doesn't win a football game, on paper we dominated in every aspect of the game except for one, and that's turnovers, and that's something we have to clean up. When we're taking care of the football, we're playing like we did defensively. I think you talk about a jump from one week to another on a good offense, to have 12 stops in the game, hold them to 2 and 12 on third downs, and get a turnover, and thought they battled. I feel good about where we're at. Again, the biggest thing that we got to continually work and continue to stress is making sure in those critical situations we got to take care of the football. Can't beat ourselves against any opponent, and it's not going to be any different this week. This week will be a great battle against a very talented FAU team. I know Coach Taggart has a great team. Offensively, they're very balanced. They have a lot of speed. They can make plays in the passing game, but they get downhill on you in the run game as well. Defensively, they're multiple. Bring a variety of different pressures. Again, they got great skill, and up front they're tough and physical. So this game is no different as each and every week. But the biggest thing we have to do is get a week better, not only in our mentality, but in our execution, and just we not being able to go play loose and play fast and just make simple routine plays together. I feel like if we can do that together in all three phases, we'll be fine. But they're all going to be a battle. I think there's a lot of great teams in our league. Every week's going to be a challenge, and this is going to start this week again, going 1-0 with FAU.
Exact same record really for both you and FAU. How evenly matched do you feel this game is?
I think it's very evenly matched. I think it's two teams that are a couple plays away here or there from having another couple wins. Whether it's been turnovers, whether it's been penalties, execution on certain situations. And so, like I said, they are very close to have beaten a Big Ten opponent on the road this past week. Had their opportunities, but they're a very good football team. But I also feel like we are too. And if we're executing the right way and we have the preparation that we started with today throughout the week, I feel like it's going to be a great challenge, but I think it's a great matchup, and I know both teams will be excited to play.
How much better have you guys gotten over the 4 weeks since you are in the span since you played UTEP? I
think in a lot of areas a lot better. Again, with just the physicality starting up front, within our schemes, understanding what we're trying to get accomplished, I think we've grown. I think a lot of it's mentality. I keep on going back to that. But I think going into each and every game, especially when you haven't had some of the success that you've wanted, it's very easy to have that here we go again, or the unconfident things that go out throughout a game, being able to overcome adversity. So I think we've grown and a lot there. I think just guys stepping in, making plays, gaining the confidence within games. Some of the guys that are new, getting within the systems, have gotten a lot better. The thing that we have to continually improve and get much better on is critical situations and taking care of the football, just execution. That it's going to take against good teams. You can go out and maybe miss some of those opportunities that won't hurt you in other games, but in these games, every play is crucial. All these situations are crucial, and so we just got to continually improve up on that.
You mentioned that you guys have improved a lot defensively, largely because of mentality and things like that. What has been the difference? What was the difference last week, you think, outside of mentality that just helped you improve?
Routine plays. I mean, if you look on tape, 2 of 12 on third down. That's making routine plays. That's everybody doing their job in critical situations defensively, getting off the field. I thought we were fresher. We put more faith, more trust in some of our other guys to go in and make plays to where, we weren't depleted by the third or fourth quarter. We were a lot fresher. And, when guys go in and they understand what to do, it takes strain off their teammates. And I thought they did a good job with that. But the biggest thing is the execution aspect, just trusting your coaches that they're going to put you in the right situations, and vice versa. It's a two-way street, right? It's coaches and players alike. And I felt like we had a much better a week of doing that, and it showed that. I think the week before, where we couldn't get off the field, we only had a couple stops, didn't have any really in the second half, to where now you come back and get 12 stops, I think it was. So that's a huge difference.
Do you guys just have a better idea of what you're trying to accomplish defensively after a couple of weeks?
Well, again, it's every year's new, right? You understand kind of as you get through the season your strengths, your weaknesses, what we have to improve on. Again, some of it's just the confidence of just getting in there and doing your routine play, or trusting the guy to your left and right if they're new to you, and getting accustomed to that. So it takes faith, it takes belief, it takes a toughness, but also takes an execution and trusting in on doing your job, and that the guy next to you, and you're not trying to do somebody else's, and you're not trying to overcompensate for somebody else. Just trust and do what your coach do all week, that we've practiced all week. If it was good enough in practice, it's going to be good enough in the game, and that's something that I felt like we took a big step this past week defensively on.
One guy I wanted to ask you about is Larry Nixon. It seems like Larry's having maybe his best year since he's been here. Is he taking a step forward just in the way he's been playing?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of guys have, but Larry's been a guy that stepped up, and Larry will be the first to tell you he still has a lot of room for improvement and a lot of room for growth. He's still not even close to where he's going to be, and so I think guys like him that are getting more comfortable and making plays is huge for us, and we got to continually become better. The more times we can do that over and over and over, the better success we're going to have.
Saw Kalon Horton get a couple of offensive touches. Is that something y'all are going to look to keep doing throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, again, he's new, right? Kind of got here on a late start, and has proven that he can be explosive. Proven that he's been a weapon on our kickoff return, and now it's getting in. Whether he's going to play corner or receiver, we had some depth issues at corner early on. But we're going to find ways to try to, continually getting explosive guys the ball if he's producing. So I think the more comfortable he gets, the more knowledge he gets of the system, the more you'll be able to utilize him. So we'll see kind of how that continues to grow throughout the year.
And then going into this matchup, Austin is number 5 in the country in passing yards. Do you just feel like he's a little more confident in himself this season? What improvements really have you seen from him?
I think confidence, but I think knowledge of the offense, and understand what we're trying to get accomplished there, understanding the schemes, understanding what defenses are trying to do. And again, just like Larry, Austin's only going to continually improve throughout the year. He's worked hard. I think having Coach Blesh in there with him on a daily basis has, given him the confidence. This is what we're trying to get accomplished. So yeah, I do think he has gotten better, and I think he still has so much more that y'all haven't seen that I see in practice daily, and we just got to continue to get that on the field come Saturdays.
Has Larry been more consistent this year? Is that part of the reason he's been a little bit better like that?
I think obviously when more plays you make, the more consistent you are, right? That means you're doing your job, and so he has. And again, he loves the ball. He's passionate about it. It's easy to tell when you watch him around out in practice. Him running around, his energy. Him and KD getting everybody together. It's been great, and I think great players elevate each other as well. KD's going to elevate him, and vice versa. They're only going to grow together, and along with the rest of their teammates. And so, just continuing to work hard and be consistent is going to be key.
Was Horton brought in specifically? Did you bring him in thinking he was going to be a kick returner, and then it kind of grew from there? What was the thinking there?
I'm a lot like everybody else. I didn't know he was coming here until he came, and that's how it works. It was a kid that graduated and wanted to come to North Texas and asked if he could be a part of a team, and that's we're obviously very fortunate he did, and we're excited to have him. Now it's just it's like anything, growing with any player, or getting to know anybody, any player, any coach. It's still just continue to work with them and coach them as hard and the little details and as most you can, and get them ready for game day. And we'll see what that looks like throughout the year.
Are you guys just making too many mistakes across the board? Is that something you're going to have to clean up?
Yeah, and it gets you beat again. That gets magnified, and it's the little ones, and they're not big. To be honest, they become big, but it's the little mistakes that add on, that kind of add up together, that stack on top of each other, and we can't do it. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. There's no doubt in my mind. I feel like we have a good football team. We have a very talented football team, a football team that can win football games. There's no doubt in my mind. But at the same time, it still takes execution. You're not just gonna. It's not just about your effort, your energy. You got to put it together on all three phases, and you got to play complementary football. And that's something we've yet to do, is play on all three phases together. And I think once we do that, you'll see what type of team we have. And that's something we need to put together this week.
Yeah, what do you see in FAU as you prepare for this game?
Very talented, speed. Athletic, offensively, they're very balanced. Like I said earlier, quarterback does a great job managing the game. But I'll tell you what, their run game's excellent. They run the ball well, and to be honest, we're very similar teams if you look at it. And defensively, again, they have a lot of team speed. That's really the one thing you turn on tape on either side of the ball is team speed. And so we're going to have to be disciplined. We're going to have to use great technique and make sure that we're making our routine plays. And again, FAU's they're going to have their plays as well. But it's a matter of, can we overcome the adversity when it hits better than our opponents? And we got to play complementary football in all three phases. We're going to have to play well in order to be a good football team.
Yeah, LeJohntay Wester he's tied for the national lead in touchdown receptions. What is it that makes that guy so dangerous?
He can go. He can stretch it, and you better stay on top of him, or he's going to get after you. So, and again, it's not just him. It takes guys around him as well. And so they got enough. They have enough playmakers to where you can't just be focused on one either. And so they do a good job. Again, they're gonna run the football and force you to add extra hats, and then they're gonna take it over the top. And they've done a great job of hitting them.
Yeah, and one last thing. It seemed like you guys have more balance this year. We talked about Austin being in the top 10 in passing yards in the country. At the end of last year, we guys won those 4 games in a row. You averaged like 283 rushing yards a game. Has there been a little bit of a shift in terms of what you guys are trying to do?
Not so much a shift. I think just more comfortable, and everybody being on the same page, what we're looking for. It's just like this past week. We lined up in the game, and obviously there's no doubt in my mind you have to have a certain physicality about you to win a football game, and obviously the run game is a part of that, and we got to be able to run the football well to have success. But you look down last week, there wasn't very many good run plays, to be honest with you. When they're putting that many people in the box, and there's 7, 8, 9 guys in the box, it's not very good runs. And so you're going to have to be able to make plays out on the perimeter and make plays pitching and catching the football. And that's something that we had to get to this past week, and we made some plays, which only is going to build confidence. And we're going to need that, because that's something throughout the year. We can't allow people to do that to us.
So people are maybe loading up a little bit after what you
Absolutely.
did.
They've been loading up for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look on tape, you turn it on, there's a lot of hats down low, and we got to be able to do a good job of being explosive in the pass game when people do that. You can't allow people. You got to play everybody. You got to make people play you true. That's what football is, and that's our job as coaches, to make sure that we get to that. We get that.
That makes sense.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, we guys are back at it this week against Ford Atlantic. How do you feel about the way you guys are playing going into this one?
I think as a collective, as a team, we saw, some good things, last week. Obviously, we didn't get the result we wanted. We felt like we could beat those guys. We felt like we were honestly the better team, but, just down the stretch, they have good players too, and, they made plays. We just didn't get it done in the end, but, as a team, we're starting to notice, we're playing, together more, with more energy, keeping each other up. If someone makes a mistake, we're lifting them up instead of being, negative. And that's a great thing you want to see in the team.
What was the difference last week defensively?
In Memphis, it was just, honestly, the energy, coming into the game, and throughout the preparation through the week, coaches are just saying, you got to bring the energy if you want to, beat these guys. If you don't show up to play, they're gonna handle us. So that was just our mentality going through the week, to really bring the energy, and then that showed up on Saturday. I felt like, but yeah.
How important was it to have a solid defensive day before conference play resumed?
Oh, it was great. It was big time, because obviously UNLV, we didn't do good, and that showed up. That was pretty apparent. All of us on the defense, we missed some big time plays, myself included. I missed a few, but that was just, it was good to bounce back. We had DBs, getting pass breakups, we're getting sacks, TFLs, all those things were coming together. So it's just a good thing for the team.
Do you give you a little bit more confidence as you go forward to play like that?
Oh yes, sir, for sure. Obviously, like I said, UNLV it was kind of a gut punch, that kind of loss, giving up that many points, but because we felt like we were honestly the better team, but we just didn't play like it. But going against Memphis, we really put it together. I felt like, and it's just we just scratched the surface of like what we're capable of as a team. So we're gonna build on that for sure.
What do you see in FAU as you prepare for this game?
Like Coach was saying, they're very explosive, and they got some big dudes up front, and some guys that can really run. So we just got to make sure we prepare the right way so we can, take care of business.
How do you remain consistent between coming off a good defensive week at Memphis? How do you apply that this week?
That's all about practice. If you practice hard, the game just slows down. I noticed that myself. This past week, coming off UNLV, it was important to really, hone in the practice and, just being more physical with the scout team players and, making plays that you should make, in practice, and it's going to show up in the game. So just practicing hard and with a better mentality throughout the week.
So Hennigan was the first quarterback that y'all as a defense have held to under 200 yards passing. Just what was it to that, and what did y'all do differently to?
That was a team effort, honestly. The whole side of the ball, defense, D-line was getting pressure. DBs were, getting pass breakups, interceptions. Quinn had an interception. Gaddy had several pass breakups. Rod had a sack. JB had a sack. We just really got after him up front. That was our mentality throughout the week, just to really get after him because, we felt like we were the better team. And, yeah, just the mentality and just the whole team effort on the defensive side.
Does this give you a chance to guys to start over a little bit, going back into conference play?
Oh, yes, sir. Like we've been saying, it's a new week. The real season starts now. This is, if you want to call it the preseason, now that's done. Now we're all conference for the rest of the year. So you need to bring a better intensity, throughout this second stretch of the season. So we're definitely going to work on that and get that done for sure.
You guys just making too many mistakes across the board to pull out some of these close games?
Oh, yes, sir. That was very apparent, about the first couple games of the season. We're a couple new guys, in new positions, myself included. I was new to the team. I was still, getting used to the position. And, we just missed a couple plays that we should have made. And but those details and those mistakes are really getting figured out throughout the week for sure, and throughout the season we're going to get better for sure. We're going to X them out for sure.
Just going into resuming conference play with a conference win, does that kind of build a little bit of momentum?
Oh yes, sir. Going into conference we're already 1-0, and then being able to beat these guys and be 2-0, that'll really help our team morale and our energy. Just knowing that we're one of the better teams. Because that's what we feel like. So, but it's all about executing it. We can, sit here and talk about all we want, but we just got to go out there and execute it for sure.
I want to ask you about Larry Nixon. It seems like he's in the midst of his best years. A new guy. Has he really helped this defense and helped you make the transition?
Most definitely. Larry was like one of the first, players like trying to help me out with like the coverage and stuff because like I never really did coverages. So, Larry was trying to, break it down for me and really, help me, throughout fall camp and stuff like that. But yeah, Larry's been playing really well. He's a true leader on the defense. He's helped me and he's helped all the young guys especially. So I'm excited for him. He's been really putting it together.
Going up against another good quarterback in Perry this week, does he present a unique challenge, or do you see similarities with some of the other quarterbacks that you play?
With him, he's an athlete for sure. That was pretty apparent when we cut on the tape. He can run the ball. He likes to keep it a lot. Like he can run the ball if you let him. He's very explosive. So if we don't wrap up, it'll be a problem for us for sure. So we just gotta, do our job. It'll take care of itself.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Mason.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, Austin, so you guys are back in Conference USA play here. So does this give you maybe a bit of an opportunity to, reset and regroup and
Yeah, obviously the non-conference didn't go our way, but we are 1-0 in conference, so that kind of gives us confidence, to the rest of the season. So we're gonna go out there. I think it's kind of apparent from the last couple guys you talked to. I think our team confidence is up. We played good, and unfortunately we turned the ball over and gave them points, and so that's why we didn't win. So I think we got some good confidence rolling into this game, and so we'll try to keep that going.
When you're 1-0 in league play, does that just, give you a little bit of a boost or a better feeling going in?
Yeah, definitely. 1-0 this year, and then six straight for Conference USA. So we got to be confident that we're a great football team, and so we can finish the rest of the year on a high note, and keep playing our football, and the results should show.
What do you see in Florida Atlantic now that you had a chance to study them a little bit?
Yeah, a really athletic team, fast, big guys up front, mostly single high, but give a couple different looks, and so we're gonna get a good run game, and our passing game was great last week, so try to build off of that and execute each play and attack.
And then on that passing game, you're top 5 in the country in passing yards right now. Is it just more confident this season, tossing the rock, or what?
No, I think we just got a good game plan, and our receivers are doing a great job. Offensive line is doing a really, really good job of protecting and keeping me up, and receivers getting to their spots. And last week we made a lot of plays. It was great to get the deep ball a couple times, and so we're just going to continue to build off of that. And I think our confidence grows each week as we practice, and so we'll keep building on that, and add a run game in there too, and we're going to be a tough team to beat.
Yeah, because at the end of last year, you guys ran it.
Yeah.
And ran it and ran it and ran it.
Yeah, it's
Like
definitely-
283 yards a game. And this year, you're throwing it a lot more. What's been why the shift?
I think just kind of with our deep, or what we did last year in the run game, people are loading up the box, and so there's a lot of guys in there, and they're saying, "Hey, you got to beat us throwing the ball," and so we showed last game that we can throw it around, and we still can run it, but if they're going to load the box, we got guys that can make plays, and we're going to try to give them the ball and let them do their thing too.
Are you guys just making too many mistakes in key spots to pull these games out? Is that the thing that's really hurting you?
Yeah, it's tough, and especially as from the quarterback position, throwing 2 pick sixes. That is really it's a gut punch. Obviously our team played pretty good last week, and so you can't give them points. Just throwing interceptions is bad, but pick sixes is even worse. I'd consider those kind of bad luck, but I just got to make better decisions and make sure that when we're playing good, I got to not turn the ball over. So we'll fix that, and continue to have confidence throwing the ball going into next week too.
You guys got the ball to Horton a little bit more. I know he kind of came in here as the guy who turned over the kick return duties
Yeah.
too, and all of a sudden he's playing a little more offensively, throwing it to him, running it a little bit more. Is he somebody that can give you a little bit more of a dynamic?
Yeah, he's a little
playmaker?
spark for us. He's been really good in the kicking game, obviously, as y'all seen. So we decided to mix him in there in the offense. So we got a few wrinkles for him, and he did a great job last game. And we'll continue to work with him, and throw him in here a few times, or get him in the offense. So he's definitely a great athlete, definitely a speed guy for sure. He can really run. So we'll try to get him the ball as well.
Is that why you guys decided to do that? Just because of his speed and shiftiness? That's why you wanted to get him more involved?
Yeah, I think he's got great vision, speed, elusiveness. So when we got a guy like that, you want to try to give him the ball and get you some explosive plays here and there, and give some guys some rest that are some slots. So he's a great addition.
Kind of had a breakout game with Jordan Smart last week. Just what have you seen out of him, and why was he such a top target for you last weekend?
Well, he's very twitchy. He runs great routes, and so he was open a lot, and so he did a great job coming in there and having a great game and stepping up. And so I got the ball to him a lot, and he'll continue to build off that too. And we're working with him because he's injured in the beginning of the season. So having him out there, having a great game, getting his confidence up will only help us in the long run.
Did you kind of see what he could do just a little bit in camps over?
Yeah, he definitely showed a lot of promise. So to finally get him in the game and have a great game for him is great for me to have that relationship with him on the field and for himself and seeing the coaches see that too.
Coach mentioned these teams are pretty similar, you and FAU. What's one thing that you think could end up giving you the edge ultimately?
I think when it comes down to it, we just got to execute better than they do. Both teams are good. Both teams got great athletes, and so it comes down to execution. Who can execute better? Who can not turn the ball over? We want to win the turnover battle and execute better than they do.
All right, cool. Thanks, Austin. You got allergies?
This freezing room is going to help your dogs play.
I don't know why I just tried to look. It's all that falling out there, man.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
All right, you guys are going back into conference play off a pretty good defensive performance. So what was the difference last week that maybe helped you guys play a little bit better than you did earlier?
I feel like we were all on the same page and everything we did, and I know we all play hard. We play for each other. That was really one of the main things. That's really it. We just got our job done.
Did that really give you guys some confidence going back into conference play to play like that?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of confidence. My bad. And we just ready to get out there and show everybody what we can do. What we're supposed to be doing.
Going into conference with a 1-0 record, I mean, obviously, I didn't get a conference win until like week 7 last season. Kind of build a little bit of momentum knowing that you got that win down.
Especially when the first game, first game of the season and everything too, and then it being CUSA versus El Paso and everything, going to El Paso, like that was really good. That also gave us that confidence in our conference play too. So we just got to keep playing and we got to get back on track and we'll be ready.
This has probably been your best year so far. What's been the difference for you this season? Previous years?
Keep it 100. My son, I got a little boy now I be playing for, so that's really what I think about now. It's been like I've been here for 5 years now, so it's been kind of tough for me like staying in it, but now I got like purpose, so that's always good.
So when was he born?
March of this year, yeah, March of this year.
So he was born in March.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Larry, he's the fourth.
He's a fourth. He got a fourth now. Huh?
Fourth now. Yes, sir.
Fourth. So decided to stick with the family name there.
Yeah. Got to. Had to.
So how has that changed your outlook or your perspective on things?
It just make me go harder every time, every play. I just know like I'm playing for my team first. Most of all, I'm playing for my team first, but then I know I got him. I'm trying to do some big things for him. So, yeah.
So kind of giving you something to fight for.
Yeah, exactly. For real. I had him up here yesterday actually. That was kind of funny.
So you bring him up here to kind of see the guys and hang out and all that?
Yeah, we was getting treatment yesterday, so that was nice.
Are you just more comfortable in your role as well this year?
Yeah, most definitely. Last year, new coaches and everything coming in, and then this year especially, like I'm one of them guys who know like what to do. I can lead the defense. I know what they're doing up front. I know what they're doing behind me. So it's always good to know that too as well.
Facing a pretty tough quarterback in Nikosi Perry, just what have you seen from him in film?
Good athlete and everything. That's one of the people we got to stop. We got to stop him and the running backs and then number 1 too. So yeah, we can get it done though. I got faith in us.
You played next to KD, a big chunk of your career here. You kind of feel like maybe this is your time to shine. You've kind of been overshadowed throughout your career.
Yeah, I mean he plays Mike, so he gonna always get them tackles. So I always try to get it done, help him on that weak side. So it's all good.
15 tackles against Texas Southern. Was that sort of the point where you said, okay, I'm just going to go out there and dominate this season?
Well, I believe my first game was when I said that because now I'm actually I'm taking it much more serious. I'm trying to get my job done every game, and they always tell me the sky's the limit for me. So gotta see what I can do.
Did it just take you a while in your college career to kind of find that comfort zone?
Yeah, really. I mean, I've had like 3-4 coaches now, so all of them tell me that they're different things and everything. But now finally, I got somebody who's telling me like what I want, like not what I want to hear exactly, but like what works for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it works for me. Like what he's telling me to do and like teaching us to do and everything.
Coach Gush?
Yeah. One of the best. I would say one of the best. We bump heads sometimes, but one of the best, most definitely.
Bump heads with Gush a little bit?
Not like bump heads, but it's my coach, so.
Yeah. What do you see in well, we talked a little bit about FAU. Is this a chance for you guys to maybe start over a little bit?
Yeah, conference play and everything we got 7 games ahead of us, right? 7 games. We just looking forward to those 7 games, and I know we can get it done. That we just got to go out there and both sides of the ball get it done, defensively and offensively.
You getting enough sleep with the new?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
But it's been rewarding for you, to have this great year while your
Yeah.
son's with you.
Yeah, I would say that.